There's nothing in this world like being seen through a powerful daughter's eyes. I'm like so menopausal, crying every day. I'm not going to be able to get through this without crying. This Black love letter tonight is dedicated to Indira, my daughter, one of the greatest loves of my lifetime. I sure can, Lara's mama. About 2 weeks ago, you asked me if I thought that Granddad knew that he was raising an exceptional woman. You used those words exactly, exceptional woman. And about 2 weeks before that, you asked Isaiah, what do you think that you like the most about our mom? Isaiah, without skipping a beat, said, she's always learning and growing, and people generally are not like that. A few days later, Rashawn, during one of those quietly precious art studio moments, comes beaming through my studio door, and I told him about your questions. He asked me, do you think that she's just now able to see you? I replied, no, she's been seeing me. It's just that now she's able to see me praising and honoring myself. I've been operating on survival mode. I was a mom at 22. Both of your grandmothers started at 15. Indira, can you imagine Isaiah having a 7-year-old right now? Let us all collectively say no, because I am too cute to be a grandmama right now. No. You both get a chance to build and travel a road that I just learned how to make and take. This is the time for building a large life. It's the time for you and your growth, for figuring out your best options and reaching even bigger than that. This is the road of passion, enjoyment, learning what you want, not for building a life of sacrifice. This is when you get to see what kind of people are out in this world. It's time for realizing dreams instead of living potential. And I want you to pay very close attention. This is the time of brag-worthy love. I got that word last month from Desi when we had one of our long-ass, out-of-the-blue talks on the phone. He was driving on his way to his wife's memorial. And I did not know that because he picked up the phone, that's number one. But number two, because Jen hadn't even passed a year. So in my mind, I was thinking, it would be in the spring. So I'm chatting away. And he asks me, because he's Desi, why did I break up with the last guy a few months ago? And so this is the thing. Me and Desi have been friends for so long that I don't even bother to hide. I told him what I told each of the bros. And then he wanted to know, like each of the bros, why haven't I up-leveled my love life? Until that conversation, I have to say that I didn't really get it. I didn't understand what that meant. Up-level? Desi, being rowdy Desi, even on the way to his wife's memorial, said, here's what we're talking about. That sweet kind of love, that brag-worthy love, the kind of love that is playful and flirtatious, where people practice it, profess it, act it, do it. Not the kind of love that you talk about, but as corny as this sounds, the kind of love that you put into action every day, just like the rest of your life, Mijan. I got it. I got what he was saying, and I finally got what all the bros have been trying to say, like Israel. That time that I couldn't be up in the sweat lodge because I get claustrophobic because of PTSD. Remember how he came out and he prayed just with me? I don't know why. I do not know why. But he prayed for the Creator to bring me a man. If I knew that his prayers were so powerful, I would have seen if we could have also gotten some lucky numbers, though, too. Israel prayed for a special man to love me, and I wound up with several. It gets good. Rashawn, the kindest, gentlest, funniest, blackety black man. He reminds me so much of your grandfather and that generation of black men, strong men, dignified men. I don't think that I ever told you how me and Rashawn met, but it was Kev Choice, one of my neighbors from back in my New Orleans wild days. And he's still in my life, praise be. Kev is basically everything that is good and blessed about black men. Every year that I go back to the Bay, we make sure to spend some time together, and it must have been about a couple of years that he said, "Yo, Mijan, you still live in Santa Fe. How's my homie Rashawn?" To which I looked baffled and replied, "Rashawn, who?" And he was like, "Mijan, you gotta know Rashawn. It's only two of you black people in Santa Fe, right?" You see, that's a theme. And we're all here. Anyway, it took a minute for us to link up, but when we did, all I remember is sitting in Opuntia saying something, I don't remember what, and Rashawn starts crying those silent, heavy, deep black man tears. Then the next time we link up, I say something, and Rashawn is crying those silent, deep, heavy black man tears again. And there was something about his vulnerability and sweetness that let me know that I had met one of my soulmates. And on some sort of fluke, I asked him to learn how to grieve with me because my old therapist said that I didn't know how to grieve, to which I told her that black folk didn't have any damn space to grieve or ancestral time. Read Middle Passage, Slavery, Jim Crow, Non-Existent Reparations, and the Movement for Black Lives. And that she might want to read up on culturally responsive approaches to mental health when wheeling and dealing with my folk, especially this black woman, that I had a PowerPoint lined up and an annotated bibliography. To which she agreed, lowered her voice, and said, we're talking about your healing right now, Mijan. Which is how I wound up learning how to grieve, love, and learn differently over a year with one book and Rashawn. You gotta have friends like that, sweetheart. And he's one of the good ones if he knows where we live and he's been to our house. Because don't nobody know where I live. Get you some men friends like Rashawn who look at you with this mixture of shock, disappointment, sadness, and disbelief when you offer them gas money. Get you some men friends who are your real friend and not on some active seduction scheme. And while you're at it, get you some men friends like Tony Abeda. The kind of men who you can tell straight off the back, the doctors say that my dad is dying and I'm so scared and I don't know what me and my kids are gonna do. And I definitely don't know what we're gonna do these holidays without missing a beat. And for every Thanksgiving and Christmas since then, we've been at his house as some sort of expanded family because this is our tradition. Last fall, when he heard that I had just broke up, he cruises into town and takes me to dinner to set me straight. He teaches me and he tells me to mine for gems, that anyone who is worthwhile to love and be in a relationship with is bound to have good memories worth preserving and being grateful for. And while I'm looking for gems, to look for the golden threads too, that thing that they all have in common, that part of them that I keep seeking out that might not be worth repeating. You can laugh on that, yep. That's all right. Specifically, how he spied me and the last dude on a date. And we saw him though, but he saw him. So it's all this he said and that and blah, blah, blah. But he saw him constantly looking down at his phone. And in that moment, I knew Tony was pissed. He wasn't spying on anybody. I had already introduced them. So there was no spying going on. I tried to tell Tony, though, that it might be hard with a guy to be with me because I have all these bros, and it's basically the equivalent of a dude with a flock of strippers. I mean, really, have you seen, they're good-looking men, come on. Shit, yeah. So anyway, I'd be intimidated too. But no, Tony wasn't having any of that. He said, Mijan, a woman like you, his eyes are only on you. That's it. Remember it. Tony believes that I'm the most creative, biggest heart, passionate person. He believes in me and my dreams, just like Rashawn and Israel. And I got Tony because I got Keith. KGB. Oh man, this is hard doing this at home instead on the road. Okay, I'm gonna put it to you like this. When me and Tony took that trip to the Bay, I surprised myself by saying, I love you automatically, because that's what you do at an airport when your people drop you off. So then I come back to Santa Fe and immediately tell Rashawn and Keith that we all gotta be saying I love you to each other. That is not reserved just for my bio family and girlfriends. Everything was cool with that announcement until Keith said it. Keith makes me cry. He's so good, he's so kind, he's so caring, he's so much fun, so creative, so endearing. He's also everything in a man that I needed to relearn. The way that he loves is like the photos he takes, granular, detailed, specific. This is the kind of person I had to know because him loving me makes me better. Like that time that we were out at Iconic and he saw that cute girl, that same young lady who keeps trying to push up on him, that we all see. And she was all up in his face while I excused myself and sat down. Next thing I know, Keith is sitting down right next to me. I said, what are you doing? She's cute, you better get after that. And he said, I know, but I'm loyal to you. I came to get some coffee with you, my sister Ma. Indira, I ain't ever heard a man say those words to me before or since. I'm loyal to you. This week, you asked me how it's possible for me to not feel lonely, because I don't have a man right now. Here's the truth. I've been dating or in relationships for the past 30 years. I'm tired of it not going well, and I'm unrelenting in my pursuit of taking the time to study myself and commit to knowing my own value, my values, my dreams, and my heart's desires before I make my next move. That means that I'm keeping my own company and getting really good at it. No longer unconsciously acting like my coochie and my heart are some kind of basic ass GPS. I'm a grown Black woman. I'm no longer that little girl waiting for my mom who didn't come to pick me up. I got my own ride and a whole bunch of beloveds and bros stopping by my house, screaming out their cars, hey, beautiful, I'm here. That would be Tony, who you spied on. You heard last week. She was like, who the hell is that? Okay, this is important for me to say. I know now that there's not any award or pot of money or pile of degrees or even good sex that can clear me being undervalued by myself or anyone else. I tried. You, my dear, are just like me. You're a beautiful Black woman. Be that, all of it. Please take up every molecule of that space unapologetically. And remember that no one can ever define you, not even me. At most, they can come into your large life and help you expand and enhance it. Those are some of the stories I had to tell tonight from your mom, this Black woman, just like love, the noun and the verb. Thank you.